We'll talk about it. First of all, oversaying the word from the Heilige Strafzer, is more than enough to be Moira, such a God of Israel, his Chusim, his Teure, his Kedusha. He has the question, it's a Weltskashe. Yaakov Avinu was 63 years when he had to leave home. The Torah Kedusha says, The Torah says, "V'Yaakov Ishtam Yosef V'Holem." He was sitting b'Besamedish Hashem at 63 years. So now his father sent him on a shlichus. So he was supposed to go and then go to Horon. No, that's Haran Besmedish 14 years. What did he do till now? What happened that all of a sudden that he decided to, before he had to be Mamala the Kibbutz Avaim, he went 14 years to learn in Besmedish Hashem Be'ever. So there's a Strafza that says, we know that der zwei Dienen in Teure. Wie soll sie hitten Teure? And when he was in his father's house, sitting near Yitzchak Avinu, near Rivke Imenu, he was learning Torah. Some of the Nisyonis weren't so great. Now he had to leave home and go to Choron to deal with Lovan Arami, who he was a Rosh, and the ganze Chevra were Rishon. That he had to go 14 years to learn how to be a Yid between Goyim. 63 years he had to learn a Yid between Yidden. That's 14 years he learned Vizoy Tzezan. Yaakov Kamenetsky says that, but the word is on the Mostrofter. There's an addition. I'm going to say what Rabbi Yaakov adds to that. Although it doesn't mean, but this is Mostrofter. It's already printed much before Rabbi Yaakov was born even. So this is the Strafzer one. And there's an addition from the Strafzer, a American edition. It says, by Yosef, B'Shvayas, Shuna, Yeroy, Seichav, he says, Yaakov saw Beruch HaKodesh, that Yosef will have to learn the same Torah that he learned how to be a Yid between Goyim. So he waited until he was 3 years old. And then he learned with him 14 years. And that's what Rashi says, Keben Zikunim Eloi, Kol Terusa Shalomet Bez, it's a Shem Ve'ever Mosaloi. He gave him over this Torah. Yaakov adds, he says the same word, he doesn't mean the Strafzer, but he adds, he says, the Choyre, the Kasha, where's the mitzvah Kibbutz Aveim? Father said, go to Choron and get married. That's the Haran Besmedish 14 years. So he says, Lamad over Doime, that the father told him, bring me a Esrik Mahuder. He says, a mitzvah Kibbutz Aveim, guy, bring me an Esrik Mahuder. He doesn't know what a Esrik Mahuder is. So he goes into the Besameders, and Zetz Charu Bashulchan Aruch, and he starts learning Hilchas Esrik, he should be able Mekayim and bring them Tatna Esrik Mahuder. Because the father said you should go to Chorn, you should bring a issue that's going to be to my the way I want it to be. So that's where you have to go. But I want to add, and then we're going to make a saga with the Neginim. I want to add what was the secret that he learned the 14 years of Shem. So what we learned from the Strafta, he learned how to be a Yid between Goyim. The question is, if we don't know what he learned, what's the Ta'elis? So I say that Rashi reveals to us what he learned these 40 years. Rashi said, the Torah says, Vayishkev b'muka mahu. When he came to the Beis Hamikdash, the holiest place, the heiligste Platz in the ganze world, is geschlafen. That's the lesson. 14 years at the gelernt that if you want to be in Golus between Goyim, you are not supposed to sleep. You have to be aware, you have to have an awareness, day and night, stand the Stein ala Mishmer, to see to it that your children are raised right, have the right chinuch, and they don't learn from the Goyim. This is the Musar Haskel. So do a word, and this I'll finish for now. So a word that the Torah that she says in Pash Shemos, Eile Shemos b'nei Yisrael haboim mitzrayim. So the Medrash says, what's haboim? We're talking now the end of the days before the Yom Yosef v'Cholechov. Haboim, Asher Boim, they came a long time ago. Und gesucht der Pshula Belzer, der zweite Belzer, hat gesagt, der Yankov Avinu hat mashrish given a yisod, that if you want to be miskayim in Golis, what is the difference? Haboim, you should always remember like you're a newcomer. A newcomer usually takes time, he doesn't go along, doesn't like everything, he's used to the old heim. Yaakov Avinu trained them, was being the Machanach Haboim. Remember that this place doesn't belong to you. Our place is in Eretz Yisrael, the Mokaf and Hamikdash, and this over here, the Alamin Hoge Agoyim that you're talking about Thanksgiving. This is Haboim that doesn't belong to us. This is hat gelernt, Vayishke B'Muka Mahu, that 14 years hat gelernt, aber tu nicht schluft mit Afstein oder Mishmer.
Ad yasmin Yisroel ve'oskim b'simcha sawatoiru. Ad yasmin Yisroel ve'oskim b'simcha sawatoiru.
We have over here in this Wochendige Seder a rayim that we can learn from this Amoyredike Chizuk in Emunah and in Alam, and I hope I'll be able to bring it out the way I would like to. We have over here the Maisa from Yaakov Avini running away from his parents' house because of the Baruchas that he took from Esav and then coming to Lavan, and Lavan Arami took him in the house. And there's the ganze Maisa that's very, everybody knows the Maisa. We need to think deeply what we can learn from that. We're talking about afterwards that Yaakov Avinu ran away from Lavan, and Lavan ran after him and he wanted to kill him, like the Balagoda says, V'Lavan bikesh laker es hakoil. And Kadosh Baruch Hu came to B'chaloim and told him, Yishumulchu ledaber midaber Yaakov mitoy vadro. And now we're focusing on the one pasuk. Va'ato, Lavan says to Yaakov with pain, Va'ato, and now, Holech halachto kenichsev nechsafta lebeis avicha. You went because you had gaguim, you wanted to get back to your father's house. Lama ganafta selahai. Why did you steal my God? Because you a God that you can steal. You ever heard of God that you can steal? But this was the trophim. But b'derech machshove, what's going on over here? The Balagode reveals to us that Lavan, we know that, but nobody brings it out. It's sharp. The Torah says, Aram yoibet ovi. Oibet ovi. The Balagode says, Tzeyul mad ma bikesh shapara legoz ila l'schom v'Lavan bikesh laker esach. Lavan was the koyach hatuma that wanted to be oiker the kedusha from Klal Yisrael. We know there's a Targum Yonason that says that Bilam is Lavan, and according to the years it's not Besada Gilgal. It doesn't make a difference, but Lavan symbolizes the sin and the hatred of the klippe, the koyach hatim atzi Klal Yisrael. V'Lavan bikesh laker esach. But now over here we see a Moira Dikazach. Moira Dikazach, the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu fears the world, Dashgocha Protis. And the Yisoid is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the Ra, takes the Koyach HaTumah, and forces them to build the Kedusha. The reason for that is to show that Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. We know, mitzad echad, we know, zeh le'uma zeh es Elokim. Kadosh Baruch Hu gave the b'chira. In the world is the koyach of kedusha, which is the koyach von or, and the koyach von timur, which is the koyach von choshech. And zeh le'uma zeh, they're fighting one against the other. But in the end of the line, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to show them achdus, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, yoytzer oir, evoyer choshech, Oise Shalom, the way the Navi says, Ra, that he created everything. So in order to bring out this point, to show us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes the klippe, that his whole life, his whole intentions is to be Oiker the Kedusha, and forces him to build the Kedusha. Where do we see it? We see it a lot. We see it, the Paroi raised Moshe Rabbeinu on his lap. We see it in Haman Arusha was being Mekadosh, the greatest Kiddush Hashem that could be. The Gemara says, Gdoila Asoris Tabash Sheheser Haman. Yoiser Memem Ches Nevi'im V'Zayin Nevi'is. That Rashi says, 48 Nevi'im and 7 Nevi'is weren't able to bring back the Klal Yisrael b'tshuva the way Haman HaRasha brought them back b'tshuva. That means if Haman HaRasha would be aware what he's doing with this Gzeira, he wouldn't make a Gzeira lahashmit kol hayudim. He would tell them to give them everything they shouldn't do tshuva. That means HaKadosh Baruch Hu uses the Ra to build the Kedusha. But in no place can we see it as clearly as in this Heilige Parsha. And it's important for us to see it in every pasuk, in every move that we're learning in the Parsha. Yaakov Avinu Nebuch, Midas Emes, Titan Emes LeYankov, he never lied. The Torah, the novice made Emes. And the mother comes and says, you have to take away the brachas from Esav. Because if you go with Bit Mimas and you let him get away with it, that's the biggest sheker that can be. The biggest sheker in the world that can be. Yaakov Avinu warft, he can't do it. The Heilige Sefer says, I remind myself. The Heilige Sefer said, why did Yaakov Avinu have to wear the big day Esav? Because Yaakov is the midafin emes. He couldn't lie for the world, even if it was a mitzvah, and even if his mother said, he had to wear the begodim of Esav. And when he touched the begodim of Esav, this Rashi was able to lie l'shem shamayim. It was hard for him. He accepted the brachas. He got the brachas. And he had to run away because Esav wanted to kill him, and the mother and the father, Yitzchak Rivka, said, you have to leave home. He comes to Lavan Arami. If he would reveal to Lavan Arami who he is, the Ben Torah, the Lavan Bikish Laker, he would kill him right away. So he said, look, I have to run away. What happened? I fooled my brother. Oh, Mr. Dechmishaloni, welcome to the club. So he took him into his house. He wanted Rachel Imeinu. What did Lavan Arami? Now comes in Dashgocha Protis and starts playing with Lavan Arami. Starts, the way we say, playing games with Lavan Arami. Lavan said, Yelichem Upnan. He says to his Chaverim, he wants Rachel, I'm going to give him Leah. Do we know what he did? He gave Leah to Yaakov Avinu. The mother that he should, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Yisachar Damod Torah, Zvil the Tomcha Torah. He thought that he's playing games with Yaakov Avinu. He didn't know that he's building the Kedusha in his own house. He didn't dream that that symbolizes the Makor, the Shoresh Atimah, he himself is building the Kedusha in his house. He's bringing in Yaakov Avinu, that the Klal Yisrael is Koreh al Shemoy Yisrael, and he gives them his two daughters that he never was able to dream in his worst dreams, that his two daughters will be the mamas from Klal Yisrael. And he wants Rachel, he doesn't want Leah. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says he needs to marry Leah, because that's part of Klal Yisrael. And Lavan Aram is Machaya, I fooled him. You didn't fool him. You were Mamala the Ratzon Hashem. You don't get schar because you didn't do it for that reason. But you're doing exactly what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do. Yaakov Avinu bears the children, the Heilige Shvatim, in the house of Lavan Aram. Over there he has Parnosa. The Klippa is building the Kedusha in its own house. What happens over here? Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, and Lavan doesn't smell. He doesn't understand that this over here, that's the Kedusha that he's looking for to be like his Hakoil. It says, Vayignoi Yaakov Veslev Lavan. He stole his heart. How can you steal his heart? So the Teferes Shlomo says, it says, we have to learn from the Rishonim how, not from everybody that spent so many times, so many shows to succeed. We should use this koyach in Kedusha. So I once said, but it says also Dim v'cheshbon. You bring it down in the Sefer. What from the Vilna Gaon, Dim v'cheshbon. What's Dim v'cheshbon? Din is in the Avera, and Cheshbon is that in that time you were able to do a mitzvah. He said the pshat probably it says, I didn't say it yet, but it's but to give din is no problem. The only problem is din v'cheshbon. Why? Because if you give din for the bezel shalmala, why didn't you learn? I had a headache. I was tired. It's no problem. He has 100 teritza. So zusammen mit der din, HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows you the cheshbon. What do you do instead of learning? Instead of learning, you spend time, you schmooze, you want to sleep 2 o'clock at night. So this is the lifnei miyat also litten din v'cheshbon. The din is not about the problem is the cheshbon that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to show you a cheshbon that you were able, you had the koiches, you had the talent, and you didn't use it. So that's more with the chakmein mitzvah sechel. So says the Tefer Shloimeh, Vayignov Yaakov as slave loved. Yaakov saw that Lavan Arami succeeded in fooling the partnership that he went into. He said, Fatalavan, maybe you can teach me how you did it. So he thought that Lavan says, oh, I have a good student. Oh, but the Torah says, Vayignov Yaakov as slave Lavan. Yaakov Avinu stole the heart of his Lavan. He took all the koiches from Lavan Arami and brought it into Kedusha. If he's able to spend so many milchomas or so many chochmas to get to his point, how much do I have to spend in order to build the Kedusha? So Lavan didn't know anything. But until Yosef HaTzadik was born. But Yosef HaTzadik, the Tzadik Yesadoilim was born, it seems that the Kedusha, how do you say, the pot, the heat exploded. It started exploding. He started feeling epis gaidafor. And it says that Yaakov called the Rochel Valeya out in the field, and it says, Roya nias panei avichem kitmol sheinenu kitmol shulsham. It's like he starts sensing that something is going on over here, that I'm not his pupil, I'm not his student, I'm Kedusha, and it's a danger. HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to him b'chalom laila and said, it's time to leave, it's time to run away. He says he ran away with the ganze mishpoche. Vayhi bayoy vashlishi, the third day. Vayugat leloven kibarach Yaakov. They told Lavan, Yaakov ran away. And all of a sudden, everything crashed down on Lavan's head. All of a sudden, he understood what happened over here. Yaakov is nicht kein Ligner. Yaakov is not a Talmud. He is the Kedusha that I'm looking for so many years to be Oiker. The Lavan Bikish Laker is Hakel. So he says he knew that this Koich HaKedusha, Koich HaTomah, Zelom Azeo Solakim. It's not too late. He's 3 days away. He's not running alone. He has a whole family. Let's go. And the Balagoda says, Laker is Hakel. To kill everybody, his daughters, his Einiklech. Shouldn't be left any Zecher Chaz V'Chalila for the Kedusha. So the plan is very good. But then, what does the Pasuk say? The Pasuk says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to his Cholam, Vayovoy Elokim. Lavan Arami knew of Elokim, but he thought that Elokim doesn't mix into in the Bria. He's above, and he gave it over to the 2 koiches that fight each other, Yaakov and Esav, Kedusha Multumah. But here, everything changed around. Vayuvoy Elokim Lavan Arami b'chaloim aloylo vayoim eloi hishom elecho pen tadaber im Yaakov mitoy vadro. And he knew if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is warning him not to talk, not to touch Yaakov, he will not be able to touch him. And all of a sudden, everything collapsed on him. His whole ideological vizukman, the logi that he had his whole life, entire life. You say the worst thing is for a person that he works for something his whole life, believes in something, and at the end of his days, he reveals that he went the wrong path, he didn't go the right derech. That's the biggest pain that could be. So he is fighting his entire life, Laker is Hakel, and now he's finding out what a fool he was. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu used him to build the Kedusha. He was the one that took Yaakov into his house to save him from Esav. He was the one that gave him Rachel Valeya. He was the one that his daughters brought down the Shvatim. The Yisoid from Klal Yisrael. It was very, very painful for him. So when he met Yaakov, he says like this, Yesh le'el yodi lasas emochem ra, I was able to do what to ra. I have the koiches. But all of a sudden he revealed that it's Elokei Avichem. He's not impartial. He's Elokei, he's worrying for you. I'm only one of his pawns that he used to build the Kedusha. So he said painfully, he says to Yaakov, Va'ato holoi chalachto, you went home. Ki nichsev nichsavto lebeis avicha. Because you had a gaguim to get back to your father's house. Everything is okay. But lama gonafta Elohai. Why did you steal my belief, my emunah, my Elohai, that I was believed in it, that I'm fighting Kedusha? All of a sudden I'm finding out that I didn't fight Kedusha. I was building the Kedusha. That is the painful note of Lavan Arami. But we can't share his pain. We can only share the deepness, the wonderful of the Ashgocha Pratis, and say, Ma Godlu Masecho Hashem, Ma'oid Omko Machshevosecho, Ishbar Lo Yedu Ichsil Lo Yovanazoi. So we'll continue in this Ruach, but afterwards.
Oh,
liebe Loicha Yashem Oh yo yo shivchi kama liebe Loicha Yashem Oh shivchi kama
Okay, Marav Rabbi, so we're going to continue with the thought that we spoke about how the Ashgacha uses the koiches, the dark koiches that they should build the Kedusha. Rav Vassman was Moira, was Moira Nekuda, the old Fortune talk about it. But yeah, Yitzchak as Esav, how is it possible that Yitzchak loved the Esav? Rashi says, Kitzayim Befiv, fooled them, but Tzadikim really look on the face of a person and know who he is. Why wasn't able Yitzchak to see? I don't know, I'm just part of the answer.
This is just that fireworks.
Fireworks. Okay, so we also have fireworks. Zeilum Mazeh. We'll try to have fireworks over here too. Yes.
Fireworks for the Goyim.
Okay, so we have over here the Maisa from Yankov Esav. Ve'isroitzitzu abonim bekirba, like Rashi says, Oiver al botei besamedrish Yankov, mefarchas letzeis. Oiver al botei avodah zora, Esav mefarchas letzeis. Vatoimer im kein lomo ze anoichi. Vatoimer lidush Hashem. She knows what's going on over here. One runs to the avodah zora, one runs to the besamedrish. Vayoimer Hashem lo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told her, through Shem Ve'ever, Shnei goyim bevitneich, Ishnei le'umim imeyayach yiparedu, U'le'oim yemotz v'rav yavoy tzoyer. We are in Parshas Vayetze, but in the same thought that we were talking about love and building the Kedusha, I think it connects Mamish Moiradik, and it has also an actual message for our daily dealing and going between in Golas to understand what the tafkid of Esav is. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Shnei goyim bevitnech, Shnei lu'umim imayayich yiparedu. Yiparedu. It's going to be a real parade. One goes to the Kedusha, the other goes to the Tumah. They're going to fight, but Varav Yavit Soyer. What's the pshat? The Heilige Chassam Sofer says, Moerdiki Yisod, and the Yisod Shtreitchen, the Sfasemes, and Malbim, and andere say, repeat the same Ryan, that why were Yaakov and Esav twins, Teumim? Because the original plan of the Ashgocha Elyoin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was that they should be partners in Yisachar Zevulun. Yaakov Avinu should sit and learn day and night. He doesn't have to do business. As he sits and learn and Machadajam Fedisha Teure. And Esav should be Oisik and Yon Oilem Azei, and he should be the Zvulun of Klal Yisrael. But Yaakov Avinu saw that Esav doesn't intend to keep his deal in the business. He wants to be Oisik ben Yon Oilem Azei, but keep the money for himself. So the Torah Kedusha says, that means he took the akav, the footsteps of Esav that he was supposed to go to be the Zvulun of Klal Yisrael, Yaakov Avinu took it for his own self. That he has to be the Zvulun. And this is the pshat we can go in, it's not, but in short, this is even the Indian that Yitzchak Avinu wanted to give the brachas to Esav because he thought that he's the Zvulun of Klal Yisrael. Of course, the question of Rav Tzfasman is still betotfoi. Why didn't Yitzchak see that he doesn't intend to keep the tafkid? But the word is that this is the greatest chiddush that we see. Cham Sofer and others, Chazai repeats it somewhere else. Soif Masa b'machshavat chilu. The original plan that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had, that Yaakov and Esav should be shutfim, Yaakov should sit and learn, and Esav should be the Zvulun, that's gonna be miskayim ba'achris hayomim. Like the Novi says, that Losid Lovoi, we're gonna deal with the Naibishtim day and night. Boy, Asora Goyim. 10 Goyim will come and they'll pick up the baggage of a youth. That means the Ikvus of the Mashiach, the Chelik HaToif in Esav is going to really be this Zvulun like the original plan that HaKadosh Baruch had with Yaakov and Esav. Yitzchak Avinu, the Torah Kedusha says, Vatichenu Einov Miroid, he wasn't in this world. He was a summa. He saw Baruch HaKodesh, but he wasn't in this world. He was in the Olam Haba. The Zohar HaKodesh says, Yitzchak is the Oisius Chai Kate Chai. He was living Chai Kate in the Kate Hayomim. In the Kate Hayomim, Esav is going to be the Zvulun of Klal Yisrael, and Klal Yisrael will learn Torah day and night. But Rivka said this is very good ba'achar Hayomim. Now, im ein kemach ein Torah, she calls Yaakov and she tells him, you have to go and get the brachas. But the nekuda that we want to bring out is like this. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells to Rivka, Shnei goyim bevitnech, u'shnei le'umim imei ayach yiporedu. There's going to be a period. There's not going to be a Saschar Zvulun because Esav doesn't intend to be the Zvulun. But in the end of the days, ba'achris hayomim, v'rav yavoi tzoir. Esav, the bigger brother, is going to yavoi. He's going to be an evet to the tzur, to Yaakov Avinu. He's going to fulfill ba'achris hayomim his job in being zvulun to Klal Yisrael. So I just want to say a word before we get into the deeper nekudah. That with this we can understand why the Torah tells us the story Haliteinu Numin Adam Adam Azei Al Kan Koresh Shmoyedon. So what's the title in the Torah, the Maisa? But the Torah wants to show us the irony of the story. Esav was supposed to be the Zvulun of Klal of Yaakov Avinu. So that means Yaakov Avinu learns the whole day but the Smeder shall shame the Aver. Esav would have to come home early enough and prepare him a good warm meal that he comes home from Koilot Valarum V'Sessen. The Torah Kedusha says Yaakov kicked the heim and he has to cook himself Nazir Adashim. Esav didn't prepare. And if this is not enough, then the chutzpah is so great that Esav, that's supposed to be Zvulun, says to Yaakov, no, I'm hungry, please, fill me up. So Yaakov said, why did you gain the B'chorah? Some Sefer says, why did Esav have the B'chorah? Because Zvulun is a B'chor. Smach Zvulun b'tzisecha. And then the Yisachar ba'alecha. By the way, I'm worried some Sefer, we wouldn't dare to say such a thing. It's probably not by everybody. So it says the Heilige, but the Cham Sefer says it a few times. He says, why is Smach Zvulun lifnei Yisachar? Because Zvulun gives away from his bread and from his money. It is L'Shem Shemayim. The L'Shem Shemayim from Zvulun giving away from his money is greater than L'Shem Shemayim from Yisachar accepting the money. That's why he's the B'chor. So Yaakov says, if you don't want to be the Zvulun, Michra Kayim is B'charas Chali. You got the B'chor only to be the Zvulun. If you don't want to be the Zvulun, sell it to me. So he said, I'm going to give you my money and I'm going to die from hunger. Take the B'chor, I don't need it. Okay, but now we want to get to the deeper point. So what are we learning now? V'rav Yavetzor is going to be ba'achras hayomim. But in truth, it's not ba'achras hayomim. It happens every day, in every minute, in every city, in every state, and in the ganze Welt. And I just want to bring out this point. I want to try to focus on it, and we'll be able to make another obstacle. The Torah Akdosha says, "Bereishis boro lekimas hashamayim v'sa'oretz." It says Rashi, the Divrei Chazal, "B'shvil haTorah, b'shvil Yisrael shenikru reishis." If I'm building a house, or anybody is building a house, he's liable to make a lot of mistakes. He has 2 little rooms, 2 big rooms. He's in a lot of mistakes. You should build that way. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, "Bereishis boro lekim es hashamayim v'sa'oretz," that the whole world was built, was created only because of the Torah and because Klal Yisrael, that means that there isn't an inch of territory in this entire world that's not built for Klal Yisrael. How is it possible? So we know the Gewaltige Rambam, that every one of Klal Yisrael needs to know this Rambam. In the Akduma Zam Perish of Seder Zeroim, he says that the world was created because of the Torah, of Talmud Chacham. He says, what's happening with all the Goyim that they're building? So he says, Skenzan HaMelech should build a palace with 2,000 people for years and years, and the only tachlis is that when it's going to be a hot day and a tzaddik, a Talmud Chacham will pass, he will be able to stand under the shadows of this building. That means that everything that's in this world was created Bereishis b'shvil haTorah u'b'shvil Yisrael. How many millions, I don't know, dollars only, how many millions of people worked until we had this bulb here burning instead of candles? Edison was the first that began. But how many people refined the whole thing till we were able to come to this matter of having. So what does that mean? That means that b'shvil haTorah, b'shvil Yisrael shenikru reishis, all the goyim are working constantly that we should use it for the kedusha. We are speaking now on a microphone. How many billions of dollars had to be put in until they developed this wonderful kli? Why did they develop it? So they should use it for dir shtusim? No. They developed it so we will use it for Torah to be mashpia, to learn Torah, to be mashpia Torah. So do Amoyre Dike Tzudika Koyen. Tzudika Koyen says, I wollte Reb Tzudik in Pritzadik. He says, the Gemara says, Lo Sod Lovoi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring a Sefer Torah, and Machzike B'cheikoi, V'oimer Kol Mi, Shekayim, Mashekusav Bezei, Yom V'ikabel Schoroi. So the Goyim are going to come and they're going to say, we also want schar. Why do you want schar? You didn't accept the Torah. So they'll say, listen to the words, Goli v'yodia lefanecha, Rebbeinu Shalom, Goli v'yodia lefanecha shekol ma shaboninu, shvokim, rechoyves, gshoren, loy boninu, elo b'shvil Yisrael. What will HaKadosh Baruch Hu answer them? Goli v'yodia lef, shoitim shaboilim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells them. Shoitim. Goli v'yodia lefune shekol ma shabonisim, loy benisim elo b'shvil atzmachem. Shvokim, for all the taivas. So Reb Tzudik HaKoyen asks a kasha. He says, we're talking about L'osed Lovoi. When the Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to reveal the truth, Tzadzam the Oilam Atikim. How can the Goyim say such lie in the face of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? How will they have the chutzpah to say such lies? Gola v'yediyah shekol ma shebaninu lo ybeninu ele b'shvil Yisrael. Says Reb Tzadok HaKoyen, they will not say lies, they will say the truth. Now they are thinking they are building microphones and tape recorders and computers so they can fulfill their lusts and tavas of Olam Hazeh. But La'osid Lova, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to be Moitzi Chamam and Artika, the truth is going to be revealed. All of a sudden they're going to find out that they built the computer so Yidden will be able to learn. There's a light, we should be able to learn comfortable, not by candles, and everything is only for Klal Yisrael. So they're going to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, why aren't we getting schar? We helped Klal Yisrael to learn Torah. Lovin helped to build the Klal Yisrael. Ezer is helping the Klal Yisrael. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Shoitim Sheboilem. Why are they Shoitim Sheboilem? Because you anyways helped Klal Yisrael. So if you wouldn't be a Shoita, you would be a Chochem. You would choose them with your own Bechira to help Klal Yisrael to learn Torah, and then you would have half of the schar. Whatever you did, you didn't intend for Klal Yisrael. It was I, with Ashgoch El Yoine, that turned everything to the Kedusha. So you're Shoitim Sheboilem because you were able to get Zechar, and you won't get Zechar. So this is the Amkis that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told to Rivka Imeni. She saw that there's a Yaakov that goes to Besamedrish, and there's an Esav that goes to the Avodah Zorah. There's the Shoirish from the Koyach HaTchimah. So she asked, Lama Zeh Anoichi, what does Esav do by me, Rebbeinu Shalom? He's fighting Kedusha. How come that the Esav is my child? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I'm going to reveal a great tzad to you. He says, Shnei goyim bevitnech. There's two goyim bevitnech. Yaakov and Esav. Ushnei le'umim imayayach yiparedu. There's going to be a parrot. Yaakov is going to learn Torah and build Kedusha, and Esav is going to go to the Avodah Zorah. They're going to fight constantly till Mashiach had come. But let me tell you something. V'rav yavotzor. Not ba'achris hayomim. Now, every day, within the fight, the Rav Yavitzor. Yaakov is going to sit in the Besamedrish, and Esav is going to invent new inventions every day, only that Yaakov should be able to use it to learn Torah and to build the Kedusha. And this picture of the Shleimus of Esav Ba'achris Hayomim, that he's going to be a shooter from Yaakov Avinu, this Vaticheno Einav Merois, he didn't see the present. He saw the future. He lived in a different world, like it's going to be Ba'achris Hayomim. And the message that we have to learn, V'rav Yavotzor. Everything we see, we're not supposed to get mispoiled. We have to you have to know that everything was created, only that we should use it for the Kedusha, to build Kedusha, to learn Kedusha, to print Sforim, to be Mashpia Torah. That's our job to do in this world, and if we'll do it, we're going to be Zoich to Gul Shleim B'meher B'Yimeinu. Amen.
She
In honor of the Rabbi Friedman, will sing a song that he composed many years ago. And I'm asking him to help me. Hope I'm going to sing it right. Whoever has a silver car blocking next door driveway, please move it right away.
My mother has to go to the airport.
He's gone.
Yeah, he went.
Finishing off the evening with a word, a message. We know that the Pasuk says in Tehillim, "Hashem mitzadei gever kinonu v'dakei yechdas." I mentioned it today by the Shir. Baruch Tzvi, that the Vashem Tov HaKodesh says, Mashem Mitzad Gever Kanonu, every step is from HaKodesh Baruch Hu. V'darkei Yechta, the person thinks that he wants to go there, but everything is going to Shemayim. So coming to LA, I'll be moidem mizvada the truth how it came about. I prepared a mama for Parshas Vayishlach, and I saw a moidedike Chassam Sofer that I felt it's worthwhile to spread it and to talk about it. A moidedike Chassam Sofer that connects to Chanukah. We're in Kislev, so it's worthwhile to finish off with Chanukah. But it's a daily noise that I feel it's very, very important, and I would like to share it with you. I'm talking to my own self and to all of us, and I think if we'll be able to be mashpia in this field, it's going to be a great kiddush in Shemayim. I wrote it down so I can quote. The Heilig Chassam Sofer is talking about it says Vayove Kishimoi Vayarkila Yuchaloi Vayiga Bekaf Yerechoi. So the Chassam Sofer Amoredike Zach. So bekannte Zach is the Torah brings it down in Orechaim Simon Menvov. The Yisod, the Makor of Meir Brochas. We know the Gemara Menachos says Vat Yisrael Mo Hashem Elokechu Shoyel Meimach Kim Le'Yiro Alti Kromo Elo Meir. The Torah brings down, and the Makor is in Medrash Rabbah, in Bamidbar, and also in Medrash Tanchima, Parshas Koirach. David HaMelech Olav HaSholom Tikkun Meir Brochos. Iksiv Hukam Ol, Mima Geber Hukam Ol, Ol Begematria Meir. So the Torah explains, Ki B'chol Yoim Hoyo Meisim Meir Nefoshes MeYisrael. V'loi Hoyo Yodan Al Ma. Every day, 100 people, Lo Yoleinu Lo Yolechem, passed away. Probably people that were not old, otherwise with the Shemina Zapela, maybe it was a Pele the 100, exactly the number 100. Ad Shechokar, the Lashon from Torah, Vehaven Beruach HaKodesh, V'tikon Lehem, LeYisrael Meir Brochos. V'al Kein Tiknu Chachomim Zal Elu HaBrochos, Al Seider Oilem V'Nagosoi, Lahashlem Meir Brochos B'chol Yom. This is the Makor from Meir Brochos B'chol Yom. We know, we live in a world, nobody should know, but we know we have there's a lot of troubles, a lot of Yidden daf numar ofir shalema, so many sicknesses, and so many Yidden that have the Gehenna alive, getting burned by the chemo, and then it's unbelievable. And Kedarkim Shal Yisrael, Zicht Mel Kol Minei Zgulas, to find Zgulas that can help us, that we shouldn't hear of such stories. I'm not Chas v'Sholem being disrespectful of all Zgulas. Everything that has a Makor and Kedusha is surely a Zgula. But I want to bring out the Zgula of Meir Brochos B'chol Yom to its utmost, which is, from one point it's very hard to do it the right way, and from the other way it's so easy, and I'm going to explain myself. If the Medrash says and the Torah says that every day 100 people Lo Yoleinu Lo Yolechem passed away. By the way, it's a very heilig is Machmoshe and Parshas Eikiv. Amoredik is Machmoshe. I'm going to say part of the word of At Yisrael Mo Hashem Elokecha Shoel Meimach. Explains this Machmoshe. The Yetzer Hara is called Samach Mem Aleph Lamed. We know from the Shloah Kodesh, and he says the Keil is from the Kedusha, Shem from the Meibishten. Samach Mem is that's the Oisius that belongs to the Tumah, and Samach Mem is Begematria Meir, 100. Says this Machmoshe, there is 100 koiches of Tumah that try to separate us, that try to separate us from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And with the Meir Brochos B'chol Yom that we're doing, with every brocha, we are breaking one koyach of the Tumah. And that is the reason why every day Meir and Nosa Meisha B'chol Yom. Why only Meir? Why Pitlach Meir? Because that was the koyches of the Tumah, Samach Mem. And by doing the Meir Brochos B'chol Yom, we are saving Meir Anoshim B'chol Yom, that we should be healthy, we should be well. Moira Baraboisai. The Meya Bruchas are contained of the Sholosh Tfilas B'chol Yoim, like the B'si Yosef brings down, Berchas HaMozen, Berchas HaMoitzi, all the Bruchas that the B'si Yosef brings down. And I'm not a Musa Zuger, but it would be very easy to be a Shaina Yid and say, and I'm saying it, because I'm saying to myself, that we have to make our utmost to be Mechavan B'tfile in order to save Mei Anushim B'chol Yoim. But we have to live in reality that it's not easy. Now if you don't believe me, you do believe me, because everybody sees it by himself, we can look up the Tosfos. The Tosfos says, brings it down in Rosh Hashanah, brings it down in Bava Basra, brings the Tosfos, the Yerushalmi, that the Yerushalmi, Rav Masneh, which says Ramona, said, Machzikine tive l'reisha. I have a koros hatoif to my head. The korah b'moedem that comes to moedem, he bows down automatically. There's a lot of perushim in that. Well, how can it be that you're talking about such a great people? Halavai, which should our kavanas would be like they're not kavana. But Tosfos does bring it down to show us how hard it is to be machabim, how hard we're trying, and the machshava wanders away. So it's a moedik kazach. Why is it a moedik kazach? Because there's a mimer, by the way, the Tolda says, Murgala bepime de inshe, but the mimer is brought down in all forms of Chassidish, Litvish, Friedrich, and Späterdike. Tfile beloi kavona is keguv beloi neshama. Why? Because saying the words is with the body, but the kavona is with the neshama. So if you want to be keguv v'neshama, you need to say the tfile bekavona. So if we are saying Meya Brachas Chaz v'Chalila without a kavana, it's keguv b'li neshama, or if we're not saying it with the words correctly, we're crippling Chaz v'Shalom the bracha. So how can the people that are saved by these Meya Brachas, how healthy can they be if the bracha itself is keguv b'li neshama? Chaz v'Chalila, ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'trini and b'riyosav, and I'm not being mekatrik. I just want to be ma'orer on a moedik easy nekuda that it could be for everybody. And I can say that it's very hard, and I'm doing it for years, and I still have to fight. Meaning that we know Shabbos, when we can't say the Meya Brochas, we're fulfilling the Brochas with Berchas Anahanan, with Berchas Apeiris. Now, if we take a look, everybody, you just, I hope that I'm mistaken, but in the Kinderlich, they come and macht a brocha, you're hungry, get a chap of the brocha. Rebbeinu Shalom, let's sit down a few minutes and think. Most of the brochas are 9 words. Burich ato Hashem Elokeinu melech olam, Boire priya eitz, Boire priya gefen. Hamoitzi lechem is 10 words. Hamoitzi lechem, Asher gedishonu b'mitzvah tzavon alma tovzam is 13 words. But with one brocha, we can eat such a beautiful seder that Shai prepared. Why shouldn't we make this bracha b'kavana? Say it aloud and slowly. It would take 10 seconds or 20 seconds. How long would it take? Say to bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu, really, Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu melech olam, shehakol niyeh b'dvorei. And how hard is this to teach the children? Drink and eat, but make the bracha aloud. I sometimes do it. I made a bracha, I said, repeat the bracha on my achrayis. That wasn't a bracha. You chapped it, and the words were not said. Repeat the bracha and say it aloud. If we are going to focus on the Meya Brachas B'chol Yom, no question about that, this is one of the greatest gulas that we're able to do, to bring in refuahs and yeshuas that's so needy in the Klal Yisrael. And it's going to be Miskayim Va'ata Yisrael. So the Chassam Sofer says, we get back to the Chassam Sofer. The Chassam Sofer says, Va'yo'ovek Yishemoy the Sora Shaleisa, the Samach Mem. He says, Vayiga Bekaf, Vayar Kilo Yocholoi. He couldn't overcome Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu's Kedusha was great. And I'm adding this, Yaakov Avinu was called Keil, Vayikro Loi Keil Loi Kei Yisrael. So the Gemara says in Megillah Daf Yitches U'Medalaf, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Koroi Keil. Says the Shlo HaKadosh, Because Yaakov Avinu is mevatel the oisius mesamach mem, and the kale goes back to the kedusha. Vayar kilo yocholoi, he couldn't overcome him. Vayiga bekaf yerechoi. The Medrash says Vayiga bekaf yerechoi, yoytze yerechoi. Zug the heilige Chassam Sofer kaf is begematria meyo. He revealed to Yaakov Avinu, I can't fight you. You're stronger than me. But Vayiga bekaf yerechoi, with your children in coming generations, I'm going to be able to kill 100 people every day. Communion kaf. Vateika kaf yerech Yaakov be'ovka yimoi. It was a great pain for Yaakov Avinu. So Yaakov Avinu said, Lo yashalechecho kim berachtoni. I will not send you away unless you are revealing to me the secret solution, the lotion that could overcome, that could beat your koyach to kill 100 people every day. Zog the Heilige Chassam Sofer Vayvorach Oisoi Sham. He revealed to him the sod for the Meya Brochas B'chol Yoim. The Meya Brochas B'chol Yoim, most of them is a Shevach V'hoidua K'HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hanoison Asach V'vinu Pokeach Ivrim Zoikiv Kifufim Malbish Arimim, to have HaKoras HaToif T'HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chanukah, if we see this forum at Doshim, the Zoyer, Al Lubavitch's forums in a film with him, the Likutei Torah, Chanukah, the Tikkum in Hoyd, the Yerech Yaakov that was Nivgin with the Melchomim with the Sorah Shalaisir, Chanukah is the Tikkum. It's how? Why? Because the Yevonim, it says, Kisha Omdo Malchus Yovan Harsho, Alam Cho Yisrael Lahashkichem Torah Secho, Ula Haviram. How did they want to be? Make forget that the shik is a dover that depends on my zikaron. How could they make lashkichem Torah secho? The yesod kol Torah is a kuras atoif takodesh baruch Hu. If we open up a chumash, I don't remember Balpei that the way Rashi says it, but open up a chumash. Onoichi Hashem Elokecho asher tzesicho meretz Mitzrayim. Rashi brings down the Mechilta just for this reason. Asher tzesicha meretz Mitzrayim is kedai that you should be mekayim the ganze Torah. And that's why the Medrash says kol hakoifer b'tavos shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu ki'ilu chaz v'chalila koifer b'mukim. The yesod from kol haTorah kila is akuras hatoiv. If I get up in the morning and I feel that I got up not because the alarm clock rang, I got up because moide ani lefonecho. Melechai v'kaim shechzarto b'nishmosi b'chem l'rabba menusecho. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wouldn't give back the neshama, I wouldn't get up. And when it says Pokeach Ivrim, it's not just the nisech that the Chachomim put in the tefillah. He really believes, Baruch Hashem, that I'm able to see. He really believes, Baruch Hashem, Ashahechem Mitzadeh Gever, that I'm able to walk. How many people never get up in the morning and they can't get off the bed? That's the Hakoras HaToiv. That's Yesod Kol HaTorah Kula. What's Yovan? How do we apply Yovan to our days? Yovan is the ones who reveal the work of the body, to build the bodybuilding. They believed in Koichi V'oitzim Yodi. Kisha'omdo Malchus Yovan Arshu Alam Chisol Ashkichem Toresecha. If you're well because you're taking care of yourself, yes, you need to take care of yourself. But after that, we know that it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He gives Chaim, who gives health. He gives us back the Neshama every morning. Yovan is the tarbus from Avodah Zorah that goes on in our days. You're well because you're young. You're old, you die because you're sick. That is the Yisod. Fin kfira chaz v'cholila b'toivose shel mokem in kfira b'chol ha'kedusha. And that was the fight between Sorah shel Esav v'yiga b'kaf yoraychai to fight the Meya Brochas b'chol yoim. Don't have a koros ha'toiv pokeach ivrim zoikiv kefif yamol b'sharimim, because but then chaz v'cholila then v'yiga b'kaf yoraychai. Chanukah is the Yontiv, Kovim, Ve'osim Yomim Toivim, Be'halil Ve'hoidoeh, to give Shevach V'Oidua HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hallel V'Oidua is not only Chanukah, it's the symbol for the entire year, for every moment. Like David HaMelech, the one who was Mesak Mea Brochas B'chol Yom. I looked up today in the Tehillim, the Hindetz, the Mizmer Kuf, is Mizmer L'Soido. That's the Kuf. If you want to overcome the Mea Koichas Atimeh, how can you overcome them? Mizmer L'Soido. Every regi you should give a Toida. Hori L'Hashem Kol Ha'oretz. And how does David HaMelech finish Tehillim? Koil HaNeshumo Tahalil Ko Halaliko. Al Kol Neshime V'Neshime Tahalil Ko. This is the Nitzochem for Yaakov Avinu, is that we should always remember on every step and every move and every neshime that it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu that gives us koyach, and if He gives us health, that we're healthy. And Chaz v'Chalila, not in every 1 minute everything could collapse, Chaz v'Chalila. So let us all get together and work on the Meya Brochas B'chol Yom. Yes, to try to be Mechaven B'tfilah, to daven a little bit slower, nicht to chappen. Be'ez Hashem's Baruch will have Siyata D'Shemaya in Parnose. If we look in the Shloah HaKodesh, he says, Vayizra Yitzchak Ba'oretz Ahu, Vayimtzo Meya Sha'orim. So the Shloah HaKodesh says the Yisod fin Shefa is Meya Sha'orim. It's the Eser Midois, that all of them are contained. Eser, Kaful Eser, 10 times 10, there's the Meya Sha'orim. And it says, that's why we say a Meya Brochas B'chol Yom, to be Moirid the Shefa. So this is the Makor from Parnusa, this is the Makor from health. If we'll do it in Yetz Hashem, we'll be Zoiche, David HaMelech, the Zohar HaKodesh says, is Melech HaMashiach. And David Atzma is the Zohar, is Melech HaMashiach. If we're going to be Mekayim, the Tikkun of David HaMelech, Meya Brochas B'chol Yom, we're going to make a brocha that davening, okay, we have the nisyonis, but before you eat a sudas al shloima b'shatay, make the brocha a little bit slower, say every word clearly, and be a sample for your children. If you won't do it, I had a Shiva that says, he said to the Talmidim, if you're not going to learn, you're just going to tell your kinderlich to learn, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to say for their kinderlich to learn. If you wanted the Pshila Belzer Gezuk, the Lamadat Oisem is Beneichem, it says Oisem without a Vov. If you want to learn with the children, Lamadat Atem, you have to be a live sample. If we are going to start making brachas aloud, saying of every word, and then we can eat and enjoy the ganze Essen Tikkun, a ganz andere Tikkun. Reb Chaim Vital brings down in Sha'ar Ruach HaKodesh, that his Rebbe, the Ria Kodesh, told him, you should be nizher to make a bracha b'kavana, because when you're doing a bracha b'kavana, the bracha takes off the klippe. Every yetzer hara, every koyach from the klippe that's in the food, it takes it off and to do a kedusha on the food. So we want that our children, when they eat the food, they should get kedusha and be able to learn in cheder and to be matzliach. But if we are not making the bracha the way we're supposed to make the bracha, and they are hopping on the bracha, not even saying the words, how do you expect that they should be matzliach and cheder? Chaz v'chalila. So we'll do a bracha, we'll be makabel al atzmeinu, and we'll have siyata d'shmaya. Thank you for coming, participating, and let's be mispala. We should all be able to be memala, the shlichas, the mission that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put on all of us. Every Yid should know that he has a shlichus, and this chit will be zoiche to the Gila Shleim b'meher b'yemeinu omen.
Ah
Judah mislebo, 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 Asha Judah mislebo, mislebo, Asha Judah mislebo, 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 Asha Judah mislebo, mislebo, Yashrayish, Shelo Yishkofeto, Ifeto, Doni Samayfo, Yashrayish, Shelo Yishkofeto, Ifeto, Doni Samayfo.
How are you?